Hey guys, I hope you're all doing well. Welcome back to another What IF. Disclaimer, before we get into this video explanation, please remember that this video will contain spoilers for Darkstalker, Legends. Also, blood warning, be careful please. If you haven't read that book then, I suggest you leave this video. Anyway, this What If will be about what if, instead of the events that occurred with Fathom enchanting his grandfather to death, and Indigo taking the fame and glory for it. Fathom was instead too late to kill Albatross, and was enchanted by him instead to kill Indigo, and finish off the Seawing tribe for good and maybe the whole world. Let's get into it. Indigo sighed softly, her voice quivering as she did. She cast a sideways glance as Fathom. Fathom, her childhood friend, and she loved him. Would they ever get to be together? Especially after this, while she had hope, she wasn't very sure that her or Fathom would survive tonight, considering the fact that Fathom's insane and bloodthirsty grandfather was on a murder spree not far away. Definitely sparked fear in Indigo's heart. While she wasn't sure that her and Fathom would live, she was sure of one thing. She would give her life for him in a heartbeat. That's the least she could do for him. I don't hear him. Do you think he's moved on? Away from the island, I mean. Fathom choked out softly, his voice shaking with fear and concern, the scales under his eyes flickering occasionally. Indigo glanced at him again. She couldn't exactly lie, not when it was life or death. But she didn't want to scare him either. She let out a breath and nodded. I think so, let's be careful. Just in case though, she said firmly, though her voice was reassuring. The two Seawings climbed slowly out of the water onto the deck. Indigo lashed her tail slightly as she looked around. She leapt forward silently to grab a spear off the wall, though she was stopped as she heard a fearful gasp from Fathom. Turning around, she saw the pale blue, almost silver scales of the Seawing prince, Albatross, wielding a knife at Fathom and Indigo, his eyes glittering with hatred. Don't even think about grabbing that spear. His voice echoed menacingly as he aimed the knife at them. Albatross, stop this, please. Fathom choked out, his voice echoing into the darkness. Stop, why should I? Lagoon betrayed me. Everyone betrayed me. I gave my life for my sisters, and I still got the worst punishment. For what? Because I made a mistake when I was a kid. No, they deserve to suffer, not me. Not us, Fathom. If you kill me, they'll do the same to you, Fathom. You must see that. You and I are the same. Boy, come with me, I can teach you. I'll train you, enemy like us. Dragons fear us, if we take control, using our magic to benefit ourselves. We can be the ones they respect. Use lethal force. Well, what do you think? Fathom gasped softly, fear evident in his behavior. He wouldn't, would he? Indigo found it hard to believe he would. Indigo hissed softly, stepping closer to Fathom, her eyes watching her friend. She turned to Albatross and snarled. He won't ever join you. You're a monster. A murderer. Why would Fathom choose you over us? Indigo challenged. She felt Fathom lean against her and turned back to him. He gave her a pleading look, a look she imagined meant stop challenging him. She found it hard to ignore him. But what was she supposed to do? Let him go. No way. Fathom turned back to Albatross, a look of mock determination on his face. No, I can't, Albatross. What about the tribe? What about my family? About Indigo? I can't leave her, Fathom said softly, almost hesitantly. Albatross hissed darkly, a gleam of amusement in his eyes which Indigo loathed. The pale Seawing tilted his head, the movement letting the moonlight rays hit the small metal object he had been holding. The knife, he was still wielding it, and it didn't look as if he had any plans of letting it go. Not anytime soon at least. Albatross simply stared at Fathom, a haunting look in his eyes. Indigo hated it. What was he planning? No, well, let me help you then. The pale Seawing made a gesture toward the green Seawing and smirked as Fathom fell to the ground, hissing in pain. Indigo hissed with concern and dropped next to him. Her eyes locked onto her friend, her love interest. She couldn't lose him, not like this. Fathom, what's wrong? Are you okay, Fathom? She choked out, pain in her voice as she watched the smaller Seawing writhe in pain for a moment. She leaned back when he stopped. She rested her paw on his wing gently, trying to comfort him and reassure him she was there. But that one movement sent a wave of fear through her soul. Fathom wasn't Fathom anymore. The green Seawing turned on Indigo as she touched him, causing her to flinch back with a small gasp of fear. He glared at her, his normally friendly eyes now glittering with hatred and bloodlust as she met his gaze. Fathom what happened, Indigo choked out, her voice cracking softly, making her sound like a young dragonet. She didn't care. Her friend wasn't himself. She knew that, but how could she fix it? Could she even fix it? She wasn't an animus. She wasn't anything special, just a pathetic commoner. No one cared about her. Well, no one except Fathom. He always cared. About her, about his family. It was what she loved about him, but now, the same Fathom she loved, the one she had grown up with, wasn't existent anymore, at least not to her eyes. Was he even still there at all? She had to try, no matter the cost. Fathom, are you in there? She was cut off by a snort of amusement from Albatross and turned to look at him. Oh, come now, don't bother my toy. Fathom is still there, just not the dragon you once knew. He's himself, just better, a new improved version of himself. One that will help me, Albatross explained coldly, his eyes poisoning Indigo's heart and soul as she met his gaze. Just better, NOHE wouldn't he did. Fathom wasn't Fathom anymore. He would never be Fathom again, unless she stopped Albatross. Right, she had to, but how? He was an animus, just as Fathom was. How could she stop them? Now, I can't have you getting in the way of my plans or getting help. I'm afraid this has to end now. Fathom, kill her, Albatross drawled, a sickening smile on his face. Her blood ran cold as she turned to her old friend. She didn't even get a chance to confront her old friend before he had her pinned to the ground, clearly intending to end her life. She was powerless here. Fathom, stop this, please, you can't do this, plea. Green claws raked down her stomach. She let out a breath of pain that cracked with a sob. One last thought spiraled into her head as she gazed at the remnants of her old friend. One last thought. My friend, my love, I don't blame you for this. I never will. Please, I love you, Fathom. Well, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Can I say, this video actually made me sad. It ruined my mood. I didn't expect it to go so sad. But hey, I was invested in this what if. I wanted this what if to explore the relationship between Fathom and Indigo and the unresolved love stuff that was hiding in these two, and how that would impact the pair. Also, I love Indigo's POV in this video. It fits so well AHH. I'm obsessed. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed watching. I loved writing it so much. I was voice acting it in my head a little bit while writing. I might animate it one day. This, the Sundew Lynx one, the Vermilion one, and the Marauser / Secret Keeper one are my favorites so far. What are yours?